President Trump losing the first big battle in Washington, a revision of the healthcare system. Joining us from Chicago, Dr. Austin Goolsbee, former advisor to President Obama. So there's two parallel things going on here, Doctor. Number one, the folks continue to get hosed by a healthcare system that benefits the poor but doesn't benefit the working people, the middle-class people at this point. And the second is the political chess game, the ideological chess game going on in Washington that the folks really don't want any part of, or am I wrong?
I think on that you're right. I was kind of struck, though, in your note, you know, the Freedom Caucus folks, they've been hollering and screaming and lighting stuff on fire for 8 years. I mean, it's taken only now do you recognize that these guys are being unreasonable? I mean, they've been doing this for a long time.
I give everybody a chance. You know, talk about unreasonable.
Okay.
The whole Democratic Party is unreasonable because none of them will consider that this bill, this Obamacare bill, should be done away with and something better put in its place. And you know the Democratic Party, to their credit, they stick together, whereas the Republican Party don't. And that's the embarrassment.
I agree with you. The Republicans are demonstrating that though they have the biggest majority in the House that they've had in 90 years, they can't govern. I mean, Donald Trump is going to have to do something to figure out whether he can put together a governing coalition.
I don't know if he can or not.
But if you take a step back, I don't know either. But
let's advance the story because Charles Krauthammer feels that Trump, you know, and he's not a Trump guy, and we all know that Trump was damaged. I don't think he was damaged that much. I think that the folks who have to pay these huge premiums and deductibles are going to blame Congress, not the president. However,
I'm not so sure about that.
Now comes tax cuts. And here the president has to get it done. But I can't imagine any Republican opposition to tax cuts. Can you?
Well, I can if what I think they're on path to do, they have no way to pay for them, and they're just going to blow up the deficit. I think he's, again, the root of this, I think Donald Trump actually is at fault, even though on whatever specific he didn't propose it. What is at fault here is that Donald Trump ran without specifics, without advertising any kind of trade-offs. He promised he's going to satisfy all our dreams, everyone get a tax cut. He's going to replace Obamacare with something fabulous that costs less and covers everyone. And he wasn't being serious, and now he has to be serious. And on taxes, I don't see how he's going to do it.
Look, campaign promises are one thing, and the president is certainly going to have to figure out how to pass bills. He's going to have to figure it out. And this first test went south. Okay. But again, it wasn't he who was going to, he's not going to take the heat for this, the blame for this.
Maybe. You might be right.
Okay. But the tax cuts, that he has to get done because there doesn't seem to be an opposition to me. If the real far-right Congress people are going to object to phasing out deductions that only benefit people who own football stadiums. I mean, then
but there's not enough money in that. That's the root of the problem.
You have to basically cut the taxes, stimulate the economy, and hope, as happened in the Bush administration, Bush the younger, that the increased revenue of people getting more money, working, and more jobs will fill that in.
That didn't happen under Bush.
Yeah, W. Bush
I disagree. That is not what happened.
Highest revenue, tax revenue up to that point in history.
Look, they had a massive increase in the deficit under George Bush because they cut taxes.
Come on, be fair. That's because of the Iraq War. Be fair. Is that your last word, that you're not going to be fair?
I'm always fair. I'm always fair, and I'm always glad you have me on. My last word is simply, I don't think he'll be able to pay for it, and so he's going to have a problem.
Okay, Doc.